Hey guys, it's VViz and welcome back to another video. So in this video I'm going to kind of speak briefly about a little bit of, my history, my background, what I like to do. Because some of you have been subscribed for me for a little while now, and all you really get to know is kind of my skills and how I do things around RuneScape. Because obviously the game that I play is RuneScape mainly. I play a little bit of Battlefield 3, a little bit of Call of Duty, a little bit of Minecraft, which is very rare. Um, but recently I've been focusing on school, hence not many videos and not much progress, not much XP. But today I kind of just wanted to speak about a few things that's quite prominent in my life. And it's nothing serious, so it's not going to be a depressing video or anything like that. But some of you have been subscribed to me for a long time, and probably you want to know a little bit about me and things like that. So today it's going to be based on sort of my hobbies. So two of my main hobbies, not in any particular order. They are, or in this video, I just want to speak about kind of music and sports. And feel free to leave your hobbies in the comments below. I'll be over the moon to read them and get to see kind of my subscriber base and see what you guys like, what you like, whether it's gaming, studying, sports, socializing, anything you want. Be creative if you want. So yeah, the first one I want to speak about is music. Now, I'm kind of a musician, not really. I don't really know how to read music that well. I don't really know how to play piano or saxophone or anything like that. But I do play the drums. I'm not so much percussionist. I'm more of a drum kit and sort of snare drum, drum line sort of guy. In Australia, we do have drum lines. If you're watching this from America or other countries out there that do have drum lines, but in Australia we do have drum lines. Obviously not as serious as the drum corps in the US, but it is still great fun. So I'm in the 12th year of high school in Australia, well, where I'm from anyway. There's 12 years of high school, and then you can have your university courses, which is college, and you can have that ranges from maybe 2 to 3 years to, like, I don't know, ages. And you probably don't want to you don't want to be at college for too long unless you want to get a serious education. Maybe if you want to go into medicine or anything of that caliber. But yeah, so music. I started playing music or started playing drums when I was in grade five. I joined kind of the year five concert band as a drummer. I tested out how to play saxophone. I couldn't blow through the reed. I just couldn't make any sounds out of that thing at all. Um, and I tried to play. I think I just said saxophone. I've tried to play the trumpet. I couldn't make any noises out of the what's it called, the mouthpiece. I don't know the technical sort of terminology for that, but I couldn't blow out of that. I actually figured out how to do that a few weeks ago when there was like a music camp at my school. I figured out how to play a trombone, and I had some great fun with that. I actually did a performance with one of the bands, and it was a good time. And I obviously didn't play it very well. I kind of just blew through it and then just played with the sliding thingamabob to make some noises. But yeah, so I've been playing since grade five when there was a band, and I couldn't play the saxophone, I couldn't play the trumpet. But then they were kind of these were through auditions, so they kind of picked you on how well you can play your instrument. So I went to the percussion section, and they were kind of making you clap and stomp your feet and doing all sorts of weird stuff at the same time. And I could actually do it. I got the hang of it, and they kind of liked what I was doing, so they put me in the percussion section of the concert band, which is pretty chill. Some days we kind of just sit there and my mate would just sit there and read a book while we're kind of just standing there and not doing much, while all the other sections of the whole concert band are kind of trying to get their parts and things like that, because percussion section wasn't too difficult. It was basically just TTs, tars, quavers, crotchets, things like that. If you're a musician, you know what I'm speaking about. But basically, if you're not a musician, it's just hitting the snare drum every now and then, which is quite easy. Um, so yeah, I'm in grade 12 now, so that's 7 years of music. I was in the concert band for a few years, and then I moved out of that and moved to the orchestra, and then now I'm in the drumline. This is my fourth or fifth year of drumline. And I was actually the captain or the lead snare or whatever you want to call it. I've been the lead snare for the past 2 years now, which is absolutely great fun. Um, Now the lead snare is obviously it's a position that people might say, oh, you got like loads and loads of pressure and stuff, but or if you're gonna carry the team in brackets or whatever, but it's nothing to do with that. Our team actually, or yeah, our team or drumline or drum corps, or whatever you want to call it. I'm gonna call it for the drumline because that's what I call it. We actually went up to where was it? It was Melbourne last year, and it was Sydney the year before to complete in the kind of the Australian national percussion to Stedford. And our team as a whole actually won the drumline section of that, which was absolutely amazing. The guys and girls work extremely well, extremely hard. I think it's one day a week, and they work exceptionally hard, and we managed to get the results. And in a few months, in August this year, we're going to be going up again in Sydney to compete in this same as Stedford, with obviously a different drumline because people graduate. Um, so hopefully we can take first, second, third, or whatever we get, as long as we get up there and have a great time, have loads and loads of fun like we did in the last two Stedfords. That's the main thing. After all, the reason we play drums, play music, is to have fun, and at the end of the day, that's all that really matters, and that's in my opinion. And so yeah, 7 years of drums and a few years of drumline. Please leave some comments below and speak with me if you want to add me on RuneScape, add me VVids. I'm going to turn my private on. So if you want to say hi, please feel free. I get a little bit lonely fishing here at the Shiloh village. Um, but yeah, so now I'm going to speak about my second hobby, which is sports. Now I've been doing sports since I was 4 years old. I've been doing swimming since I was 4 years old, and it was a few years ago that I kind of stopped swimming hardcore. I never really swam hardcore to begin with, but I was all right at it. I've kind of, I don't know, over the years I um, kind of liked it, kind of didn't like it. I did a lot of training and things like that, and obviously if you do an individual sport, for example, swimming up and down that black line isn't the funnest activity you'll do, over and over again, 5, 6, 7 times a week, however much or however to what extent you're dedicated to. Um, but yeah, so it was probably a few years ago when I've kind of toned down swimming a lot, and I've got into water polo. The first time I played water polo was in grade 8, and I'm absolutely loving water polo at the moment. For all the 4 years that I've been playing, it, 3.5. I've made kind of the state team twice, which was it's a fantastic time making these other teams. And for example, you're making the drumline team, just having being in a school orchestra, being in a school sports team. They all have the same perks. Just obviously, some of them may have a little bit more pressure. Like for example, if you're playing for the state team and the national team, and I've never made the national team, and at the moment I don't really have any intentions to. Um, Reason being, I'm in school and I just want to kind of get grades and stuff, and by no means am I good enough to get into the national team because those guys are hectic. They train all the time, and they deserve what they're getting. So I was kind of rambling off. So what do I want to speak about? I want to speak about water polo. So I've been playing for a few years. I've been in the state team a few times, met some great people, had loads and loads of fun. Water polo is definitely a great sport. It's pretty. I'm not sure if it's pretty big in Australia, but it's pretty big in Australia. The main sports here are thong throwing and kangaroo riding. For everybody that's wondering what we do in Australia. So yeah, water polo is actually it's probably my favorite sport at the moment. Second probably being swimming, and then rugby. I just got out of the rugby season that we've been doing at school, and we actually won the premiership. We were undefeated through both terms. So in Australia we have terms. I'm not sure if you do this in any other countries, or maybe within Australia that I don't know of. Feel free to leave how the school system works in other countries in other states in Australia, because I only really know Queensland, a little bit in New South Wales. Go the Maroons, yeah. Um, but yeah, so water polo. Yeah, so the rugby team that I was just in, we were undefeated through two terms. So there's about 8 to 10 weeks a term, and there's 4 terms in a year, in a school year, starting from February, finishing in November. Obviously, we have some breaks in between, therefore, 4 terms. But this term, over the first 2 terms, we have a winter sport, and the second 2 terms, we have a summer sport. So the first 2 terms, I played rugby, and the second 2 terms, I played water polo. So it fits in very, very nicely. And for rugby, we were undefeated through both of the terms. We beat all the other APS schools, all the other schools that are in the competition that our school are in, or whatever. And we were actually undefeated, and we won in the final, and it was a great thing. It's always great to be a part of a team sport, and that was one of the main things I figured out when I was either doing an individual sport and like a team sport. There's a completely different atmosphere, and obviously sometimes when you're in an individual sport, you'll be in a team atmosphere when you're kind of walking with the other team members or other individuals. But it doesn't compare to it really doesn't compare to like teams such as water polo or rugby or any other sports of that nature. So feel free to leave your hobbies in the comments below. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, please give it a like so I know to make some more of these videos. But apart from that, guys, hopefully you guys enjoyed and have a nice day.